And I had multiple jobs prior to that, so I'm not just referencing my previous employer, excuse me. But when I think about it, there's always been, and if you're lucky, and this has never happened to you, I'd say God bless you. But from all my experiences, there's usually one person that you can't stand and that you have to be around. And guess what? That's every day. You put on your uniform or outfit or whatever, you go, you drive, you have the intention, you drive to the facility wherever you work at, and now you're around that person for whatever it is, 10 hours a day. And then the moment you get to take that uniform off and you're like, wow, this is awesome. But in the back of your head, you're like, dang, I'm going to have to see that person tomorrow. And the next day, and the next day. And then you think about it and you're like, how long do I have to do this for? 30 years? Dang. It's hard to stay positive. No, that was my reality. And I like to vocalize it because maybe that's only my reality. Maybe everyone else out there, God bless you, if you've always been able to work around people that you love and appreciate and they're always uplifting you to a higher place within your own spirit, then I say, dude, you're very fortunate. And I hope one day I can be like that. And I hope I can correct my own behavior and language to be positive so that I am around positive people, because I believe that you do. If you lift enough people up, you will eventually, by default, move up. If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Look, it's early in the morning. I just believe for every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I believe for every thought, there's an equal and opposite thought. For everything I do, there's an equal and opposite thing that's done to me. That's what I believe. All right, well, thank you. I like having conversations in the morning, and I'm grateful for all the people who are willing to put up with my shenanigans, really, my videos. No, I appreciate you. I genuinely do. I've never said, hey, I want someone to subscribe to my channel, because the reality is I'm still at my channel's infancy. I really am. I'm just starting my channel out, and I'm trying to figure out myself too. I've been alive for 42 years and I'm still trying to figure things out. I'm still growing as a person. I still make mistakes. I do. And I'm not referencing anything anyone's accused me of, because the reality is I'm sure there's someone on this planet that's accused me of everything. And I guess I've stopped trying to care, really. Because you get to the point where you're like, well, look, people are going to believe what they believe about me. And that doesn't have to affect how I see myself. And I think that's the beautiful thing about life as you get a little bit older, in my opinion. Everything I say is my opinion. But I think the older you get, the more you appreciate everything you have. Because you start to see how bad it could really be. And how good it could be too. So I think in a lot of ways that gives me a lot of hope. And it also kind of shows me that, hey, I need to keep myself in line. Because at the end of the day, I think we all have to police ourselves. If hypothetically, if there was no law enforcement, would you go to work? Would you have electricity? Would you have running water? I don't think you would. Because if your work is not where you live, the likelihood of you having anything when you got back home would be very high. As in, I don't think anyone would really have anything. I think when you start to transfer any sort of wealth or possessions, you lose value. You do. And I don't think it just has to do with inflation. I think the transfer of any asset, there's some sort of loss, degradation of the asset. I don't know. I'm trying to work through my ideas. And I appreciate the people who've shown interest. Thank you. Thank you for being interested in what I do. Thank you to the people who I've reached out to. And I realize that no one should be. No, I kind of see my place now. I'm like, you know what? I'm just starting out. I don't know anything, and it makes sense why like people who have like a million followers would just be like, this person's like a fool, and I agree, and I think that's how I'm a stoic in my opinion. I'm like, you know what? Let me try to make a bad impression, so that way I got that out of the way, and now we can just both be on the same platform, trying to make content that I enjoy. That's what I do. I can't speak for anyone else. Thank you. I love you. Have a blessed day.